Good morning and welcome to Fort Zeller Elementary School. This is your principal, Mr. Lin, and I hope that you had a wonderful Wednesday yesterday. Today is Thursday, December 9th, 2021, and it is a day 4. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, I want to invite you, as I always do, to participate in the Mindful Minute. Get yourself to settle in and to just notice the blessings that are happening right under our nose and that we're not noticing it unless we actually pay attention. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our eyes and just scan our environment. You might notice, I'm kind of proud of this, that we have some holiday lights put up behind me in my office. I can't take credit for that, though. I love using my eyes to notice these lights, but some friends did that for me, and I think I'm going to leave them up. So use your eyes and scan your environment and focus on something that catches your attention. You know I'm looking at the lights. Identify what it is. Think about its size, its shape, the little shadows that are, around that item. Then use your ears and just listen. What do you hear? With your nose, take a breath in. And breathe out through your mouth. What did you smell? What does your environment smell tell you, right? And finally, with your skin. What do you feel with your sense of touch? Whether it's the clothing on you, whether it's the air. It's kind of a colder day here in the office, and I'm feeling it. I'm noticing the coolness of the air. All right, now moving on, we're going to continue to practice our mindful minute with different breathing techniques. You can use whatever breathing technique you like. I am going to use the starfish breathing technique today. You don't have to. You could choose rainbow breathing if you like. That's what I did yesterday. You could use the smelling of the flower and the flickering of the candle, or just simply counting, or the hot cocoa method, right? So we've got a couple good tried and true techniques. You choose what works for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that first breath in. And slowly breathe out. Let your shoulders relax. You are now arriving in the here and the now. Breathe in again. And slowly let it out. Feel the warmth of that air going out through your mouth. Breathe in. Feel the coolness of the air coming in through your nose. Pause before you breathe out. Settle into your chair. Now, once you get in the rhythm of breathing in and out, begin to think about what feelings and emotions you brought to school today. Breathe in. Is it happiness, frustration, anger? Breathe out. What are you feeling? And sit with those feelings. Breathe in. I know that pleasant feelings are great to sit with, but breathe out. Sometimes challenging and unpleasant feelings are also real and deserve to be let into your heart. Breathe in. So let them in. Let them sit in your heart. Try to understand why you feel that way, but don't get too carried away. Identify that feeling as it is. Breathe in. And in due time, those feelings won't push back anymore. They'll feel heard by you because you let it in. Breathe out. And they too will dissipate on to wherever they go. Breathe in. And breathe out. And you will be healthy for it. Now in a moment, you'll hear a bell or a chime. Listen to it as it gets quieter and quieter. And when you can't hear it anymore, you may then open your eyes and awaken to the world that is around you. Welcome to a new day right here at the fort, where you are loved, where you are cared for, and where we want you to succeed. Now, whether you have a great day or not, it's your choice. So choose wisely, work at it, and enjoy the rewards. At this moment, please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You could go ahead and take a seat. I want to thank you for joining me. I'm so grateful that so many of you guys continue to join me in the Mindful Minute. Yesterday, I didn't have a chance to get into the lunchroom, so I didn't have an opportunity to talk to you and listen to you guys as you guys talked about the different ways you guys like to do the breathing techniques. But I know that many of you guys are doing it, and I'm grateful for that. You know, one of the things about breathing is trying to be present, like noticing what's going on. I don't know about you, but Mr. Lin sometimes is so busy, my brain is off thinking about other things that I have to do, things I've got to take care of. And when my mind is thinking about all those other things, I'm not really paying attention to what's here. And sometimes when I was earlier on, when I was practicing breathing techniques, when I got started with it, I would get very frustrated and angry at myself. Like, oh, you're supposed to pay attention to what's here now. Why is your brain thinking about all those other things? Over time, I've learned to just be kind to myself and just say, you know what? I've noticed that I've started thinking about other things. I'm just going to draw my attention right back in and focus on here and now. All you have to do is just draw your attention back. Okay? We have 3 expectations here at the school. Number 1, show that you're respectful to yourself as well as to others. Do things that make you proud. You know, I had a conversation with a first grader yesterday who, with his friends, made a poor choice. You know, that's not to say that they're bad kids, but, you know, they used language that wasn't appropriate. And I think using the wrong words and allowing that to come out of your mouth, we all know that's not very responsible with our mouths, right? We talk about right? Being responsible. But remember, when you let those things out, it's also not respectful. It's not respectful to who you're with, to your teachers, and all of that. So remind yourself, you're about to let those words out. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. Mr. Lin, sometimes, I'm going to admit this to you, I sometimes might slip up and use a bad word. And you know what? I've had to pause myself and try to catch myself and practice respect and responsibility. Okay? So that does lead us to being responsible. Be a hero. You know, we get one mouth. Let's try to use it in heroic ways. Be helpful and encouraging. The words that come out of our mouths can really lift someone's day. It can ruin somebody's day if we use bad words, but if we're responsible, we can let our mouths become a vehicle or a tool for making other people feel great. Same thing with our hands, same thing with our feet. They can be used in hurtful ways, but they can also be used in heroic, awesome, encouraging ways. And finally, be ready. Guys, be ready to learn. Today's Thursday. Let's be ready for Thursday. When you go into reading groups, guess what? Be ready to go into reading groups. If you are working on blending TH, that digraph, and working on those sounds and hearing those sounds and identifying when TH is at the beginning of a word or at the end of the word, guess what? Be ready for that. If you're talking about ending sounds, right? Be ready for that. So, learning can be hard. We all know that. Sometimes it comes easy, but when it's hard, that's the ultimate test of readiness. Are you ready to allow yourself to get back up, brush yourself off, and trying again, okay? And our character trait of the month is compassion. We all know that. It's another word for kindness here in December. You know what? When I'm in the office, I hear little coins dropping into buckets. And you all know what buckets I'm talking about, the ones that are right outside. And I love seeing kindergartners come over and dropping off little coins, or first graders and second graders. Some of you guys had a question about whether or not it just has to be coins. You know, can it be dollar bills, for instance? Yes, absolutely. You all know that $1 bill is the same as 100 pennies. So yeah, we'll take those. They count as money, and I know they might not make as loud of a sound, but they actually are worth a lot of coins. So yeah, those will be really helpful as we work to be kind and compassionate to those who just need an extra hand to stay warm. Speaking of staying warm, we've got our Christmas tree operation, Warm a Child. That's the name of the operation. Get some coats, get some socks, get some gloves and scarves and hats. If you don't have coins, but you've got that to spare, go ahead and put that. And it's pretty cool that we're seeing that a lot of kids are not just putting the hats and the gloves and the coats under the Christmas tree, but some of you guys are putting it on the Christmas tree, and it's kind of decorating the Christmas tree with cool clothing. So that's pretty cool. Last but not least, I love you just the way you are. I love that you're growing. You know, that's the whole point of school, that we get to try every day to become a better version of ourselves. And each day you try to get yourself to that next level of awesomeness, that encouraging you, not the frustrating you. Every time you work for that, you know that I'm proud of you. And guess what? Your teachers are and your classmates are. So I want you to go return that favor to other people. Don't go and tell them you like them just the way that they are. Some of you guys have told me that often, and I love hearing it. I hear it so many times. You think it would get old, but it doesn't. And I want you to, create that feeling in other people. Go find a teacher. Go find a friend and tell them you love them just the way they are. All right? Can't wait to see you guys around. Have an incredible Thursday.